It's time to figure out the starting lineup for the season number 8 Gatorade Cup Series Daytona 500. We're here with Gatorade Duel number 1. This is the drivers that will be starting on the inside row and the odd number positions for the Daytona 500. Levi Schoen's in the 17. As long as he finishes this duel without any issues, will start on the pole for the Daytona 500. Two's outside is the 71 of Justin Lightning. Then 30 of Lawrence Palmpon. Fourth is Anthony Hernandez. Rounding out the top 5, Danny Lloyd. In 6th, we have Josh Crash. 7th is Carter Friesen. Joe Jefferson in 8th. 9th is Keegan Thompson. And Tim Gary rounds out the top 10. Then we have Roberto Rivera with Dale Lightning. Then there's Trip McGinnis and Adam McDowell. Then you have Sebastian Kukulon with Charles Robert. Jacob Davidson with Pina Salada. Then you have Alexander Rowe and Oliver Galloway. And Max Anderson rounding out the field in the 21st position. So the field is rolling here at Daytona for Gatorade Duel number 1. Of course, the starting lineup for the Daytona 500 will be decided right here in 20 laps under the sun here at the Daytona International Speedway. It's going to be a very interesting race. We saw last season when it was under the lights, polester Jeff Wright was almost wrecked in the middle of a 3-4 wide situation. He luckily saved the car, so Schoen's is hoping that doesn't happen this season. He's hoping that his ride to the end of this duel is a lot easier than, say, Jeff Bright's was last season. So once again, this will decide positions on the inside row, position 3 through 41. So here they come onto the main stretch. 20 laps in Gatorade Duel number 1, the pace car with the left-hand turn to pit road. Levi Schoen's on pole. Two's outside Justin Lightning. As we will start Gatorade Duel number 1, the green flag is waving for Schoen's. We're racing here at Daytona. So Levi Schoen's started on pole. They go 3 right behind him. Schoen's leads lap 1. Something interesting to point out with this Gatorade Duel number 1, you can see that on the inside row. Roush Fenway Racing has all 4 drivers in this event. We have Levi Schoen's, Keegan Thompson, Adam McDowell just got put in the middle, and Jacob Davidson. They are all in Gatorade Duel number 1. All Roush Fenway cars are here. They're going to try and finish 1, 2, 3, 4 to try and start in the front positions here on the inside. As they come down the backstretch, 2 Roush Fenway cars clear. It's the 17 of Schoen's, the 6 of Keegan Thompson. Kukulon is up to 3rd in the 21, trying to get a draft off of those 2. And look at, here he comes, slingshot down to the inside for 2nd. That's on Keegan Thompson. Look at them fanning out back there, 3 and almost 4 wide, trying to make their way forward. Here comes Oliver Galloway. He's going for 3rd now as a push from the 19 Trip McGinnis. Now Sebastian Kukulon is not going to ride behind that 17 much longer. I don't think much like Keegan Thompson was. Obviously Thompson is the 17's teammate, so he would be more inclined to ride behind that 17. So obviously Schoen's, if he doesn't matter if Schoen's wins the duel, he's starting first no matter what. He could finish 21st or 1st. He's going to be starting on the pole in the Daytona 500 as long as he doesn't get involved in a crash or doesn't have a mechanical issue. You can see some cars running around at the back, maybe like Tim Garrick, see back there. There's the 43 as well. Josh Crash. So here comes McGinnis now to the inside for 2nd on Sebastian Kukulon. No run so far for the 17 Levi Schoen's as they hit 3 and 4. Here comes Jacob Davidson. He goes to the high side with Kukulon. Now will abandon down to the bottom lane. As 4 cars break away, then they're 3 wide on back. That's 5th on back to 21st. Jacob Davidson trying to get up here and help his teammate. Levi Schoen's out, as Schoen's right now is the 19 Trip McGinnis all over his bumper. And here comes the 19 to the inside to turn 1. Trip McGinnis with a run, trying to make it work. Jacob Davidson stays high with his teammate in the 17 Levi Schoen's, the 19 with no help, trying to get the 21 of Kukulon up there to him. As they race off turn number 2, Trip McGinnis trying to get clear down the backstretch. Schoen's still side by side. Now with the push from his teammate in the 99, Jacob Davidson. But Davidson looks to the middle lane. He's going to get there. Look at the 19 moving to the middle as well. As Kukulon moves to the bottom lane, 3 wide, the 21. Sebastian Kukulon, the 21, now out front Gatorade Duel number 1. He has Max Harrison in the 98 behind and a whole pack coming 3 and 4 wide. The 48 Anthony Hernandez, around they go. Danny Lloyd collected in the night, and the 56 is up on his side, back down on all fours. But the yellow flag is out. Car slide through the grass. Car freezing up, gets Anthony Hernandez. 19 Charles Robert as well. But the yellow flag is out, and cars are involved. That's a huge crash. And so many drivers going to be going to backups. Look at both the Hendrick Motorsports cars. The 16, the 56 was up on his side. He's still rolling. The 6, the yellow's out. Kukulkan is back, and the 17 Levi Jones was inches ahead of the crash that happened. And Jones is all right, but the 9 has damage. We know that the 71 has some slight damage. Looks like the 39 of Joe Jefferson might have some front-end damage. The 43, the 26, the 56, the 1, the 6, the 83, the 12, the 16, the 38, 24, 48, 77. About half the field got damaged in that. As the race back, Kukulkan does lead us back, but we saw this happening. The 40 of Anthony Hernandez, once again, bad luck here at Daytona. In the clash, he was collected in a crash. It was one of the slower cars out there at the end. Now he's collected in a crash, huge one in the duel, and he's definitely not driving that car around. He is going to be done for the day. So we'll see what happened here to bring out caution in Gatorade Duel number 1. Just pushing on that left rear quarter panel. You don't want to do that. Adam McDowell is pushing on that 48 and that left rear quarter panel. Right there you can see just a little bit too much. And it spins. It's going to spin the 48 right down to the 56 of Danny Lloyd. And that spins him up into the 99 Jacob Davidson. It gets down to the 24 pound pond. 99 does a great job there trying to get that car under control. There's the 56 getting up off the ground. Davidson slams the outside wall. And then the 48 actually drove away. But right here's Carter Friesen and some others come sliding through the grass. There's Friesen coming up. He's going to hit the 48. Charles Robert does the same. I think Robert did get away, though, pretty cleanly there. How about the 99 Jacob Davidson still keeping that car under control? He did get into the outside wall a little bit, but he's going to be fine there. And the cars start coming in. There's the 77, the 12 involved. Here comes Josh Crash. Here comes Tim Gary. Looks like both of them miss. Here comes Lawrence Palapine. He's got his teammate Hard right there in the rear end. So the Hendrick Motorsports cars take a hit, along with some others. There's the 16 Adam McDowell driving into Carter Friesen. Last season's runner-up, Adam McDowell, last season's Target Series champion. A lot of cards involved. I want to see how Danny Lloyd got up off the ground. We saw him on his side. As there he is right there. How about Jones? Look how close he is to being involved. Oh, he just got hit by the 16. Luckily, the 1 hit the 56. I think if the 1 didn't hit the 56, he would have gone up and over. And that's closer for so many drivers. Joe Jefferson, previous Daytona 500 champion, drove through that. It'll be interesting to see who's going to be damaged, who's going to be out of this race, who's going to try and stay in the race to maybe gain some positions. Because remember, the positions go off of where you finish in this race. We do have a few onboard cameras. Levi Jones in the 17 just ahead of this. He was in the front 4 that made it away. Jones very lucky that his Daytona 500 pole-winning car was not collected in this crash. Watch the all-wreck behind. He got very fortunate that he was on the outside and not in the middle to where he would be involved in a crash that happened. The 38th Carter Friesen involved as he gets a heavy damage. His day is going to be done early in Gatorade Duel number 1. I think he went low with the 9 and Charles Robert. He kind of got pushed down there. And he's probably thought that, oh, and then he and the 9 got put together. Probably thought it would be alright, but then he comes sliding across the grass. And I'm maybe just trying to slow down, get to that caution flag. He just comes up, gets in the 48, and obviously hard damage there for everyone involved. And then he gets hit again. And you'll see the 48 get hit right here. And then 38 gets hit again by the 16 of Adam McDowell. Here comes McDowell to it. He's going to hit the 38 hard. So a lot of cars going to be out of this race due to crash damage. Joe Jefferson in the 39, I think he was able to snake his way through and still has a shot. He's in the middle of it all, so the 1 wrecked in front of the 83 was wrecked, the 6 was wrecked, and he somehow finds a way to escape down low. Great job by Joe Jefferson. They're getting low, getting by, and then of course this crash happened and he misses this one as well. So great job by Joe Jefferson getting by without any damage. So as the crash happened behind, back in front, Sebastian Kukulkan led the field back to the caution flag. Obviously staying on the racetrack, they don't need fuel to make it to the end. It'll be Sebastian Kukulkan leading us back to the green flag in Gatorade Duel number 1. Coming back to the restart in Gatorade Duel number 1 here in lap number 9, Sebastian Kukulkan leads the way. But we have a ton of retirees. Out from their crash, Oliver Galloway in the 83, along with Pina Salada, Anthony Hernandez, Adam McDowell, Carter Friesen, Lawrence Palapine, and Roberto Rivera. We have 14 cars on the racetrack. The 56, remember, was on his side, Danny Lloyd. Be interested to see how that car gets going. The 6 has damage, the 1 has damage, the 26 might have some damage, along with some of these others. So we'll see how they get going, as there are right now only 14 cars on the racetrack. That would be up to position 27, as Sebastian Kukulan leads the way in the 21 car. In second place, we have Max Anderson, Trip McGinnis in third, Levi Schoen's fourth, Charles Robert fifth. They have Justin Lightning, Alexander Rowe, Joe Jefferson, Josh Crash, Tim Gary, your top 10, Dale Lightning, Keegan Thompson, Jacob Davidson, and Danny Lloyd round out your 14-car field that are still left running in this race. As we take the green flag, lap number 9, Sebastian Kukulan steps on the gas and gets away as Max Anderson moves tight in the 98. Trip McGinnis can move to the bomb lane with a push from the 17 of Levi Schoens. And Schoens obviously has the fastest car here. He's sitting on the pole for the Daytona 500. Look at that push that 19's getting. All right to the inside of the 21 of Kukulan. And that was a great job by Schoens and McGinnis getting lined up, getting formed up. And look at the push the 17 is giving the 19. They come down the backstretch. Trip McGinnis moves up high. Here comes the 17th Schoens down low. Remember, Schoens sitting on pole for the Daytona 500 as long as nothing happens to his car here in this final half of the race. Here comes Justin Lightning to the bomb lane. Lightning would be starting third if we went off of qualifying. However, now the Duel's got to race his way up to third. And his way to do that would be to win or finish behind Schoens if Schoens wins. So a lot has to happen for Justin Lightning to keep his spot, his starting spot. Here comes Joe Jefferson, the 39 to the bomb lane. He's challenging. So he comes into the tri-oval. Side by side, Justin Lightning, 3 wide behind. Josh Crash to the bottom lane with a push from the 33 of Alexander Rowe. Makes it right there, the 99, the last car in this pack, the 6, the 1, the 26, and the 56. They are all damaged. They have 11 laps to try and just coast it around, get every position they can. So Joe Jefferson now clears to lead. Here comes Josh Crash down the backstretch in the 43 car. The 33 of Alexander Rowe, the 99 Jacob Davidson coming forward. Well, here comes Kukulan back down the bottom lane. Remember, Kukulan restarted in the first position. Flow back quickly. Here comes Josh Crash trying to get to the bottom of the 39. Close there, but Jefferson shuts the door in the 43 Crash. Great move by Joe Jefferson there. Josh Crash was coming with a huge run. He shut the door, and Crash could not take advantage. He might fall here. The 1 and the 6 there are coming back. Keegan Thompson and Dale Lightning. We'll see if they can latch on and try and keep it in this pack. Is Alexander Rowe to the inside for a second. Meanwhile, Joe Jefferson, Daytona 500 champion from season number 5, continues to lead the race. Here comes Jacob Davidson to the bottom lane, 3 wide with a push from Sebastian Kukulan. Trip McGinnis in the 19, underneath teammate the 9, as we have all 3 Richard Petty Motorsports cars in this race as well. They're 3 wide. Josh Crash up top, the 9 in the middle lane, and they have the 19 down low. Down the backstretch, Davidson moves up in line, trying to get push from the 33 of Alexander Rowe to get clear for second, have a run into the 39 of Joe Jefferson. And Jacob Davidson did exactly what he wanted to do. He's clear right now in second. He has a run into the 39 of Joe Jefferson. Coming around, see 9 laps of racing to go. Joe Jefferson leads the race. Jacob Davidson hot in his tail in second. Kukulan there. Here comes the 99 to the bottom lane. Jacob Davidson side by side with Joe Jefferson to the start-finish line. Jefferson did lead the lap, but look at Davidson with all the help down low. Kukulan is down low. But now Kukulan takes a 3 wide in the 21. Yeah, he's definitely down low now. Sebastian Kukulan, 3 wide to the race. Lien, Gatorade duel number 1. Levi Schoens coming back. It looks like it's been the 21, the 17, the 2 best cars here today. And it's showing with Kukulan leading. Schoens now to the bottom lane. The 17 might move up to the middle lane. Charles Robert trying to get down to the bottom lane, but giving up to the 17 instead. Here comes Justin Lightning in the 71, taking it 3 wide. The 17, however, is clear. He's going for the race lead. He's to the bottom lane, 3 and 4. Levi Schoens gonna get clear here. Coming to 8 laps to go. Pole sitter out front and Gatorade duel number 1. The 1 of Dale Lightning has latched onto this front field, so even with that damage, the 1 car in the draft able to get up here, could get some positions. Try to at least. Levi Schoens leads with 8 to go. And right now, this is how they started. The 17, the 71. They were 1-2 at the start. That's how they are now. Justin Lightning to the inside to take second away from Sebastian Kukulan. Max Anderson has moved up greatly. He's up third on the inside lane. He has a shot to win this thing and start third. Remember, he was one of the last qualifiers. He started at the back. Down the backstretch, Justin Lightning looking low. He tried to get up in front of the 21 of Kukulan. Couldn't get that done. Slowed his momentum as they side draft each other. Here comes the 98 Max Anderson trying to take advantage, going 3 wide. 71 shuts the door down low. Levi Schoens continues to lead. Lightning still trying to get clear to Kukulan. Now he finally does. So Justin Lightning now clear for second as they roll through 3 and 4. 7 laps to go this time by in Gatorade duel number 1. Levi Schoens leads. Justin Lightning is second. Remember we said Lightning, if he were to start third, which is where he qualified, he would have to win this duel or finish second to Schoens if Schoens won the duel. Right now, one of those is happening. Schoens is winning the duel and Justin Lightning is second. Down low 3 wide, Joe Jefferson coming back in the 39 car. This would be to start 5th. The 6 of Keegan Thompson has lost the draft. So he's going to fall back, but once again, he's ahead of the 56 and the 26, who are just coming off turn 2 now. But they shouldn't be a factor as lap traffic. Single file for the front view. As Levi Jones leads Justin Lightning, they're right now pushing each other. Joe Jefferson in third is clear as well. Those three pull away as they battle side by side for fourth. Max Harrison up top, Jacob Davidson down low. Both have drafting help. Here comes the 39 to the 71. Do they make a move? Joe Jefferson makes the move instead of the 71. Justin Lightning, they're side by side for a second. Levi Jones leads with 6 laps of racing to go. Joe Jefferson trying to get up to second. He and Levi Jones were great teammates a few seasons ago. Season number 6. Both won 4 races apiece. And now they've run 1-2, but with different teams. Levi Jones has moved over to Roush Fenway Racing. Joe Jefferson has kept it with Stuart Haas. Down the backstretch, Max Harrison peaks low. That's for the second position. That'd be to start third in the Daytona 500. Max Harrison does have the help, though, to get beside the 39. Joe Jefferson trying to get clear right there, and I think he does. Joe Jefferson does clear for second. He's going to have a run at Levi Jones and quick. We're coming to 5 laps to go in Gatorade Duel number 1. Out front, Levi Jones has dominated, but Joe Jefferson is one of the fastest cars here today as well. Here comes Max Harrison looking low. Jacob Davidson pushing that 98. 4 cars single file at the front, and they have 5 laps left to run down Levi Jones as the 98 moves low. Max Harrison for second. He didn't have the position again. That's just going to hurt Jacob Davidson as the 99 got stuck up top. Here comes Charles Wright going to fill that hole for 4th, and Alexander Rowe for 5th. These 5 cars break away. Jacob Davidson trying to get back up. As here comes Joe Jefferson for the race lead down the backstretch. Looking on Levi Jones. Charles Robert going down low with him. Jones trying to stay clear right there. He has a run. Can he get clear? The 39, he does. Jones back down front of the 39 of Joe Jefferson. He's coming to C4 to go. Charles Robert is all the way up to third in the 9 car. Robert trying to get up here and help the 39 out. Here they come. 4 laps to go in the Gatorade Duel. Levi Jones continues to lead. Joe Jefferson, Charles Robert, second and third. Lined up pushing each other. Now Robert looks low in the 9 car. Sebastian Kukulon coming forward again. Remember, he restarted first. He fell back. We haven't talked about him since. Here he's now up to 4th. A push from Trent McGinnis in the 19. Justin Lightning as well in the 71 is here. 4 to go. It's just put it all out and hope for the best time. Down the backstretch, Charles Robert stays clear. Joe Jefferson trying to stay clear, but Kukulon is too big of a run. The 21 car to the inside, trying to get to 2nd and 3 and 4. Robert shuts the door again, and Joe Jefferson 3 wide, falling back in the 39 car. So here they come. Charles Robert is second, by a huge gap to Levi Jones. We're coming to see 3 laps to go in Gatorade Duel number 1. Robert with the push as 3 red cars lined up trying to run down the blue car. 3 laps left in Gatorade Duel number 1. Robert, Kukulon, Lightning, Trent McGinnis trying to run down Levi Jones. Kukulon to the inside for second. Jones, meanwhile, maintaining the lanes. High, low. Whichever lane has the run, Jones goes there. Kukulon does second. McGinnis for third on teammate Charles Robert. As they race down the backstretch, now McGinnis looks low on second. Justin Lightning in the 71 down low. Alexander Rowe as well. Joe Jefferson faded back to the last car in this pack. Dead Lightning trying to hang on. Looks like he's just going to finish where he is. McGinnis now for second in the 19. Kukulon is up top. Alexander on the 33 down low. Here he comes forward. Jacob Davidson as well. 2 laps to go this time. And Gatorade Duel number 1. Levi Jones starting up pole for the 500. 2 laps left for him to win Gatorade Duel number 1. Look at... Oh, I thought Kukulon was going to try and help that 19, but he hung left at the last second. But look at McGinnis looking low. Jones trying to shut the door. He does, but they're sideways. Jones saves the car. That was close there. He shut the door. I don't think McGinnis liked it. Down the backstretch, they race. 3 cars pull away. Single file, but Kukulon breaks low. Look at Jacob Davidson in 4th with these guys side by side. He's going to have a huge run. Watch the 99. Look at the 21. Get back up in line. Look at Davidson looking low in the 99. White flag this time for Levi Jones. He's on the pole for the Daytona 500. Try to get around and win his duel. As he comes off a 4, McGinnis is right there to the white flag. We're on the last lap of Gatorade Duel number 1. Levi Jones leads Trent McGinnis, Sebastian Kukulon, and Jacob Davidson. White flag, last lap. Look at Kukulon looking low again. This time he has more help. Can McGinnis stay clear? No, he can't. They're side by side. Where's Davidson going? The 99 stays high for now. Does he break low? Trying to get that far. Joe Jefferson, can he get that done? He does. Now down the backstretch. Side by side for third. Second place stays clear. Can he run down Levi Jones? Kukulon in the draft of the 17. Jones trying to stay out front. Into turn 3 for the final time for Levi Jones. He's dominated this duel. He's starting on pole for the 500. He's showing his car is fast in the draft. just as fast as it is by itself. Off of 4. No one can touch him. Levi Jones comes around, will win the Gatorade Duel number 1 at Daytona. And that's close there for some positions. We'll see how the finishing order is as all the cars start to filter across. Remember, Keegan Thompson a little bit further back. Danny Lloyd, Tim Gary also a little bit further back. So we're looking for the 6, the 26, and the 56. Here they come racing off turn 4. Looks like the 6 can get 12th, the 56 and 13th, the 26 and 14th. So checkers are out for the 14 cars that finished Gatorade Duel number 1. So the duel's over. Levi Jones wins his duel after starting on the pole for the 500. And he's showing now that he is going to be one to beat for this Daytona 500 crown, as Jones has now just won his duel and the pole for the 500. There it is. Levi Jones will be starting on the pole. Sebastian Kukulon ekes out to start 3rd. McGinnis will start 5th. Joe Jefferson in 7th. How about Max Anderson 9th? Jacob Davidson 11th. Josh Crash 13th. Justin Lightning in 15th. Charles Robert in 17th. On down, Alex Zero 19th, Dale Lightning 21st, Keegan Thompson 23rd, Danny Lloyd 25th, Tim Gary 27th. And then we get to the cars that were out. They're going to be going to backup cars. Roberto Rivera in a backup car will start 29th, Lawrence Palampon 31st, Carter Friesen 33rd, Adam McDowell 35th, Anthony Hernandez 37th, Pina Salada 39th, and Oliver Galloway will start 41st on the last row, but on the inside for the Daytona 500. So an amazing duel number 1 that was. Now let's get over to duel number 2, where we will determine who will start on the front row. As shown, obviously, it should be Griffin Lien, but anything can happen. As we saw in this one, a big crash. We'll see if Griffin Lien can keep his car clean. We'll see if he can win Gatorade Duel number 2. After an intense duel number 1, the clouds have come over Daytona. As we get set to start duel number 2, here this will determine drivers and where they start on the outside row, the even positioned positions, as we have Griffin Lien in the 7 on the pole for this race. He would be starting on the front row fuck it, hell, man. After a crazy duel number 1, here we are now as the clouds have come over the Daytona International Speedway. As we begin Gatorade Duel number 2, this will determine the even-numbered positions on the outside row for these drivers. And on the pole for this race is Griffin Lien in the 7. He would be starting on the front row with Levi Jones as long as something happens to his car. Like we said, a crash or a mechanical issue would put him at the back of the field. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Lien would be starting on the front row. Who's outside is the 75 of Derek Hamill. Then third we have Ryan Taylor, Zachary Fitzroy Sr. in 4th, and Patrick Smith in 5th. They have TJ Hanley 6th, 7th is Jonathan Buford, Landon Lyons in 8th, 9th is Jay Jefferson, Diego Yepes rounds out the top 10. Then we have Mathis Wells and Jeff Bright, Greg Torres and Jake Galloway, along with Eli Bright and Luke Rainey, Nathan Stapleton and Anton Charlevoix. They won the Clash here yesterday, so looking to sweep the Daytona races. They have Steven Taylor and Steve Larker, and then Cole Luigi starting 21st, would be starting 42nd, but as he said, you can only go up from where he's starting. He's going to be looking to make up ground here on his starting spot. So Griffin Lien on the pole for this race as the cars begin to roll off the starting grid. Lien and Derek Hamill on the front row for this Gatorade Duel number 2. We saw in Gatorade Duel number 1 a crash early. They went caution-free after that crash, but it definitely took out a lot of contenders. A lot of drivers going to be going to backup cars for the Daytona 500. A lot of them, some Hendrick Motorsports cars going there, along with some others. And Levi Jones, the pole there for the 500, barely escaping around the outside, barely getting by. Griffin Lien hoping it's a lot less chaotic for him. Even Jones was sideways in the race. He was about 2 laps to go there at the end. Lien hoping that he could just coast home and keep it on the front row. Obviously, he doesn't have to win. He just finished 21st. He can finish first. He'll be starting on the front row no matter what, as long as, of course, that car doesn't crash or doesn't have a mechanical issue. So as we come to the Charlevoix, we're going to begin duel number 2 to start the Daytona 500 qualifying sessions. Griffin Lien, Derek Hamill front row, as we are green for Gatorade Duel number 2, 20 laps at Daytona. Already some really big moves being made in the pack. 3 and almost 4 wide, but Ryan Taylor has gotten out front to lead as they are 3x3 behind. Lions through to second in the 31 car. TJ Hanley, last season's champion, down low. Look at them, 3 wide. Really nowhere you can go in this pack. You're just stuck in whichever lane you're stuck in. Hanley with the push from Eli Brent in the 88. Here comes the 20 of Steven Taylor, the 2 of Luke Ray down low. Hanley gets clear in third. And here comes Landon Lyons, a big move down low, almost spinning it out, trying to make that move down the back. Eli Bright moves to the middle lane. Steven Taylor in the 20 looking low. As Lyons keeps it beside the 09 of Ryan Taylor. Eli Bright gets down front of the 20 of Steven Taylor. So Landon Lyons to the race leading Gary Duel number 2. Eli Bright through to second in the 88 car. Here comes the 20 of Steven Taylor, the 2 of Luke Ray, the 11 of Jake Galloway. We mentioned how in duel number 1 we saw all of the Roush Fenway cars, all 4 of them, all 3 of the Joe Gibbs Racing cars in this duel. The 20 of Steven Taylor, the 11 of Jake Galloway, and the 18 of Mathis Wells. And one of them's going 3 out for the race, and that's Steven Taylor in the 20. And just a few rows back of the 20 car is the 11 of Jake Galloway, the 2 of Luke Rainey, separating those 2. So as Taylor gets the race off 2, he might slide up there, and here comes Luke Rainey down the backstretch, the 2 car. Now Rainey moves up to the middle lane. Eli Bright in the middle lane as well. That's close there for these drivers. Very close. Some beating and banging between the 2 and the 88. They're 4 wide for the race lead. In duel number 2, 4 wide at the front. This is not going to end well. Jake Galloway makes a 4 wide move. Can they get it sorted before they crash? Galloway, Rainey make contact. But they somehow sort back to 3 wide. That's a very close move right there. And now they're 3x3 except for 1 car. It's the 10 of Greg Torres at the back. And look, them 3 wide across the stripe. Intense racing. Luckily, they sorted it down to 3 wide before they got into a crash. Looks like Zachary Fitzwater Sr. may pop the outside wall as he drops back. And he might lose the draft, but there could be a caution with how they're racing. 3x3 all over the place. Yeah, Fitzwater, I think he did get into the wall there coming out of the tri-oval. He drops back a little bit. He's going to try and get into the draft. If not, he's going to have to hope for a caution. So Jake Galloway finally clears for the race lead, but Nathan Stapleton in the 29 trying to get up there, along with Code Luigi in the 42. If he has Code Luigi, Daytona may be his least favorite track on the schedule. He's never really had luck. 2 seasons in a row, he's had horrible qualifying runs, and the Clash, he had a horrible time being involved in a crash and no yellow coming out. He was damaged for the rest of the race, in fact, out of it. And then even in the Pennzoil Truck Series, every race he's been in the Pennzoil Truck Series, he's finished 36th. What's 36 in the Pennzoil Truck Series? That's dead last. Every Daytona race for Code Luigi in the Pennzoil Truck Series, he's finished last. He's looking at some good luck here in Gary Duel number 2. He's right now second, but he's gotten put to the high side by the 34 of Steve Larker. How about Diego Yepes in the 87 coming forward? Mathis Wells in the 18 down there as well. As Jake Galloway continues to lead down the backstretch of their race, Larker moves up in line, trying to get the draft off that 11 car to get a run. Yepes trying to move up to the middle lane, get that side draft, but that 34 is long gone. He's clear already. Going to try and slide down front. Jay Jefferson in the 78 is coming forward. Jefferson's found his home at Furniture Row Racing. He's done so well with them since season number 6. He's been a ride swapper for the longest time in his career. He started out with JTG Geordie Racing with the 47 car. Season number 2 is rookie season. Went to Stuart Haas in the 14. Didn't find success there, but Hendrick Motorsports picked him. He found a win there, but quickly went to Chip Ganassi and then went to Furniture Row season number 6, and he's been there ever since. He's picked up many victories with Furniture Row Racing. In fact, 3 in the past 2 seasons, which equals he's only had 2 before then. Now 3 wide for the second position as Steve Larker had a run at Jake Galloway. Looks like he's going to stay in line. Larker's going to get clear now for third. Mathis Wells on Jay Jefferson. And while this is happening, where is the guy who would start in the front row? Griffin Lynn right now, 21st at the back of the field, just watching everything that's happening in front of him, saying, what in the world are these drivers racing for like this? We're only 6 laps into it, and they're already 3 wide, 4 wide, beating and banging off each other. Luckily, these 3, though, have kind of gapped themselves, and they've stayed single file and a little bit more calmer. Jake Galloway leading Steve Larker and Mathis Wells around. They're 1, 2, 3 single file, just a little bit calmer there. And then you have Anton Charlevoix won the Clash, as we mentioned, looking for the Daytona sweep on speed weeks. We've not seen it happen, but if you can win the Clash and the Duels and the Daytona 500, you have swept. As we mentioned, how the front 3 were staying orderly, but now they're going 3 wide for the race lead. Steve Larker may move, had Mathis Wells with him. Wells decided he had enough of a run to take it 3 wide, and they're going 3 wide for the race lead as they enter turn 3. Mathis Wells in the 18, a push from Anton Charlevoix as they go through 3 and 4, the 00. Pushing the 18 out front as Mathis Wells clears. Here comes the 00 down low now. Zachary Fitzwater Sr. He did get back in the draft, so he's back up here into contention. He's right now 3rd, so the 47 back up. So he's looking for the race lead. And down to the bottom lane he goes. Does he have enough for a run? He does. Zachary Fitzwater Sr. going for the lead here at Daytona. Derek Hamill behind. Steven Taylor, Jeff Bright, Eli Bright. Those are the 2 Hendrick Motorsports cars in this duel. They come down the backstretch. Oh, around goes Mathis Wells. A few others as well, and Wells goes around. Griffin Lien does get some damage. He gets away, but car spinning. TJ Hanley to the outside wall. Around go a few. Galloway's involved. As they race back 3 wide. Steven Taylor to the bottom lane. The yellow is out. Cars were bouncing all around. Eli Bright and Mathis Wells have made some contact. It was on from there. A few cars get away. Steven Taylor gonna get back to the caution flag with the race lead. Jeff Bright's gonna be second. 3 wide. Derek Hamill third. And not many got away. Griffin Lien's away. Patrick Smith, Luke Rainey as well. Yepes got bounced around. Torres as well. Luigi may have gone away, but so many cars got damaged. TJ Hanley, Steve Larker, Jay Jefferson. And some of these cars might have to go to a backup as we crash just before the halfway mark. Yellow is out. Steven Taylor leads us back. And we'll see what happened to bring out the caution here in Gatorade Duel number 2. Mathis Wells in the 18, one of the first to go around. I saw him sideways as he maybe made some contact with the 88 of Eli Bright. So here's what happened. Wells was actually up here about where the 11 was. But the 34 of Steve Larker is pushing on that left rear quarter, and it gets the 18 Mathis Wells sideways, and Wells gets down into the 88 of Eli Bright. And right here, Larker, when he comes down, he gets into the 2 of Luke Rainey. That's what spins the 34 around. The 18 comes back up the racetrack, into the wall hard, gets Jake Galloway, gets Diego Yepes, gets TJ Hanley. There's Griffin Lien getting bounced around, but he gets away. There's Yepes then coming back up. There's Landon Lyons coming down, nailing Code Luigi. There's TJ Hanley going up into the outside wall. There's Galloway getting spun around with Nathan Stapleton, Jay Jefferson, Landon Lyons. There's Ryan Taylor in the grass, Code Luigi in the grass. Luke Rainey was in the grass. So many cars involved in this crash, but a lot of them had minimal damage, and not like the damage we saw in Duel number 1. In the crash we saw in Duel number 1, it was hard hits all over the place. In this wreck, only a few cars got hard damage. Eli Bright did a great job saving his car. So Luke Rainey getting his car gathered back up. Griffin Lien does a great job, and Luigi did a great job as well. But so many cars involved. I'm wondering if the 34 Steve Larker went down, hit the inside wall, if he's all right. I think he may have held the brake, and I think Larker's going to be all right. I don't think he got much damage in that. If anything, he might just have to put 4 brand new Goodyear Eagles on it. Yeah, I think he's fine. Luke Rainey does a great job, too, getting it steered away from that inside wall, but not overcorrecting it to get back up into the wreck. It's a great job there by all the drivers missing that. But TJ Hanley, he's looking to start this season out on the same foot he started last season, or ended on last season, with a championship. But now he's involved in a crash in Gatorade Duel number 2. He finished second in the clash. Not going to be finishing there here today in the duels. He gets involved. He had a hole right there in the 18 to start spinning back down, and then got clipped up into the outside wall. Goes on from there. Here's the 11. Jake Galloway, he had such a great car. He's involved with damage. Galloway was lean for a little bit there. 11 team, nowhere to go there. Griffin, I want to see how he was able to just get through this 7 car, starting on the outside of the front row. He almost was involved in this and had to go to a backup car with a detrimental to his starting spot. Remember, he is locked into that front row spot unless he gets involved in a crash hard. And right there, great job by Lien. He's able to get by. He probably does have some minimal damage on the right side, but otherwise that's fine. That's nothing you just dent out of. Of course, you can make some damage repairs to the car. You just can't go to a backup car or backup engine. So Steven Taylor in the 20 led the race back as his 2 teammates crashed behind. Steven Taylor out front, Gatorade Duel number 2. He's going to try and lead us back to the green flag. As we will come back green lap number 13, 8 to go. We already know 2 positions that are locked in for the Daytona 500. Jay Jefferson in the 78 will be starting 42nd, the final position as he retired, and TJ Hanley will be starting 40th. So those 2 big names, 2 veterans in this Gatorade Cup Series will be starting at the back of the Daytona 500 field, looking to get up front in a hurry. You can obviously do it. It's Daytona. You can go from the front to the back easily, go from the back to the front easily. We have 19 cars on the racetrack, all looking to gain some sort of positions, whether the damaged cars are looking to gain off damaged cars, or these cars just trying to win. Steven Taylor's out front, Gatorade Duel number 2. Jeff Wright second, Derek Hamill third, Eli Bright fourth, Anton Charlevoix is fifth as we're back racing, green flag back in the air. Steven Taylor got a great jump there, he got away, big time off Jeff Wright, Derek Hamill. See Griffin Lien moving high, maybe just trying to get out of the way, not wanting to be a part of maybe some of the shenanigans that's going to be happening. And Charlevoix moves to fourth as Eli Bright moved high. There's Griffin Lien 3 wide top, just backing out of it. Luke Rainey, the 2 moving forward. He was sideways in that last crash, but saved the car, kept it going straight. He doesn't have any damage on that 2 car whatsoever. They come down the backstretch, spread out, single file at the front. So the rest of the field tries to get down line. Here comes Charlevoix with a huge run there. How about Jeff Brent, the 5? Around Steven Taylor for the lead into turn 3. 7 to go, this time by Jeff Brent, the 5. Getting by Steven Taylor. But here comes Anton Charlevoix. Won the clash, looking for the Speed Week sweep. Going for second now in the 00. To to the inside of Steven Taylor. Luke Rain went high. Now he's going to go back down to the bottom lane with the 0-0. Anton and Charlevoix all the way up to second on this restart, flying for fifth. Now going for the lead in the 0-0. What a run for the 0-0. Charlevoix can make it work, yes. Anton and Charlevoix out front now in Gary Duel number 2. Trying to do the speed week sweep down the backstretch. Luke ran a fast car in the clash, but couldn't make it work. Now runs second behind the 0-0, the one who won the clash. Does Luke stay in line? Does he try to go for the win? Jeff Wright's clearing third as well, so he's back down the line. Ryan Taylor up to fourth in the 09. Griffin Lien back up to fifth, coming back forward in the 7 car. So here they come off of turn number 4. Coming to 6 to go. Front 3 single file for now. Led by the 0-0 Brent and Charlevoix. 6 to go in the Gatorade Duel number 2. Luke runs a run with the push from the 5 of Jeff Wright. But Jeff trying to block the 09 Ryan Taylor. Does beautifully there for second. Taylor made a move. Wright said, I'm getting down in front of you. And Jeff's going to try and use that momentum from the 09 to try and get up here and challenge for the race lead. Down the backstretch, single file for the front 2. Jeff Wright right up into the back of the 0-0. The 09 with no help down low. Ryan Taylor falls back. But now jumps up in line in front of the 2 of Luke Ray. Zachary Fitzwater moves low. How about Luke going to the middle? How about Jeff for the race lead in the 5? Big move out of Jeff right in the 5 for the race lead through 3 and 4. Number 5 going to lead with 5 to go. They see the damage cars back there off pace, but they're going to be fine. They're racing for position, so that battle back there is for one spot further forward. So Jeff Wright leads with 5 to go in the duel number 2. But Zachary Fitzwater Sr., he has a say in this before it's over. Here comes Fitzwater. Zachary Fitzwater Sr.'s return to the Gatorade Cup Series moves to the race lead. You have Patrick Smith on the 14 behind as well. As Smith moves to the bottom lane down the backstretch. Griffin Lien starting on the outside of the front row. He just wants a win now. That crash happened. He missed it. He's going to go all for broke now. Lien 3 wide for second as Zachary Fitzwater Sr. stays clear. Steven Taylor in the 20 back up here, along with the 13. Here comes Jonathan Buford forward. Eli Brent the 88 beside Luke Ray in the 2. The 87, the 42, and I can't tell the last cards. They have lost the draft. Steve Larker, Greg Torres have caught the draft. Now 4 to go at Daytona. Zachary Fitzwater Sr., Griffin Lien 1-1-2. Yepez, Cole Luigi. I'm trying to see if that third car that has lost the draft. It may be the 75 Derek Hemming. See all the damage he has on that car. So these 3 have lost the draft. They're just going to try and get position off one another. Remember, they were all involved in that crash. They all got some sort of damage. Honestly, it was basically going to happen at some point. We're coming to 3 to go. Zachary Fitzwater Sr. is leading. Steven Taylor in the 21st second. As they come through 3 and 4, Jonathan Buford for 3rd. Ryan Taylor for 4th. Here they come to 3 to go. Zachary Fitzwater Sr., Steven Taylor 1-2, Jonathan Buford up to 3rd. Ryan Taylor bound with Griffin Lien for 4th. Steve Larker in the 34 down low as well. Now Taylor for the race lead breaks low. 20 car to the bottom lane of the 47 and through 1 and 2. Side by side, 2 Toyotas. Steven Taylor with the push from Ryan Taylor down low. Steven gets clear. Ryan now looking low as they come down the backstretch. Side by side for the Taylors. Now Steve Larker makes it a 3-way battle. Steve Larker 3 wide to the bottom lane. Here's a push from one of the fast car here, Anton and Charlevoix. And the 0-0 pushing Steve Larker to 2nd. As Steven Taylor shuts the door down low, they are packed 3 by 3. Griffin Lien, the driver was starting 2nd in the middle of it all. Now the time Greg Torres losing the draft. Trying to get back up here. As Steve Larker in 2nd, trying to run down Steven Taylor. He has 2 laps to do it, 5 miles left at Daytona. Steve Larker all over the back of Steven Taylor. When does he make the move? He's going to make it now into turn 1. Where's Anton and Charlevoix going? The 0-0. Charlevoix going to go to the bottom lane with Steve Larker. Going to help that 34 out. Here comes Jeff Wright, Patrick Smith forward. Eli Brent, the 88 as well. Here comes Steve Larker clearing down the backstretch, but has the 0-0 to his inside. Anton Charlevoix coming forward. Jeff Wright with a run, the 5 with a push from Patrick Smith. Now Brent moves to the middle lane, and Patrick Smith 3 right to the bottom. Is Anton Charlevoix going to get to the race lane in 3 and 4. Trying to do the speed week sweep. They come off of turn number 4. We're going to make it to the white flag under green flag conditions. 34, Steve Larker around. Yellow not out. Yellow still not out. The yellow will come out. Charlevoix back in front. And I believe we'll win Gatorade Duel number 2. As they crash Steve Larker around. Greg Torres may be involved as well. The 09 Ryan Taylor. But it is over. And Anton Charlevoix doesn't have to worry about the last lap. Oh my goodness. She won the Clash. And now she's going to win her duel. The only thing she has left to win this week is the Daytona 500. And if she can do that, she will sweep Speed Weeks. How about that? What a battle there at the end. And lucky timing with that caution flag. My, oh my. You can see the damage on all the cars involved. We'll have to see what happened there. As we're going to look at Anton, Charlevoix, and the others come across the start-finish line. So Griffin Lien did avoid that last crash. He will be starting second. Anton Charlevoix will be fourth. So how about that? What a crazy, crazy race. 2 cautions, 1 to end it. It's going to be Anton Charlevoix, 2 in a row here at Daytona. Won the Clash under the lights. And now, with the daytime sun peeking out, going to win duel number 2. And what a finish it was. Jonathan Beeford, as he come down pit road, the 13 car. Hopefully his pit stall's after the start-finish line. If it is, he'll be all right. Anton Charlevoix coming to take the checkered flag to win duel number 2. Won the Clash, going to win duel number 2. And looking for that Speed Weeks sweep. Checkers are out. Anton Charlevoix has won duel number 2 here at Daytona. Patrick Smith and the others come across. I have to see how this happened now. Steve Larker was sideways off 4. Almost saved the car. Couldn't get it saved. The crash happens. Caution comes out at the end of the race. Steve Larker involved in the 34. Luckily, though, that car not retired, so I think he should be fine. Here it is. They come off turn number 4. Geoff Wright, the 5, pushing hard in the 34. And right there, that left rear quarter panel we've been talking about, it happens again. Steve Larker gets spun by the 5. Geoff Wright down to Patrick Smith. Throw her back up. No yellow yet. He's still not completely sideways. Still no yellow. He gets hit by Ryan Taylor. Still no yellow. Still no yellow. Steven Taylor gets hit right there. Zachary Fitzwater Sr. with Luke Rain. Then the yellow comes out right there. See sideways. Greg Torres. Jonathan Beeford through the grass. I believe Beeford may have gotten some damage there through all that. Yeah, he does have some pretty heavy front end damage and all that. So what a crash to end it. What a race back to the line to end it. I believe the 13 may have hit the 09 into it. Yeah. There's Fitzwater, Luke Rain bounce off each other. They're fine, though. And the yellow comes out. And Anton Charlevoix gets back to the caution flag first to win Gatorade duel number 2. So Anton Charlevoix winning here at Daytona for the second time this week. As we look at the finishing results, Anton Charlevoix will be starting 4th as Griffin Lien finished 3rd. Will be starting 2nd. Patrick Smith will start 6th. Eli Bright 8th. Geoff Bright 10th. Steven Taylor 12th. Zachary Fitzwater Sr. 14th, Luke Rainey 16th, Greg Torres 18th, Steve Larker 20th, Jonathan Beeford will start 22nd on the day. It looks like they didn't retire, so that damage obviously is fine to fix. Diego Yepes 24th, Code Luigi 26th, Ryan Taylor 28th, Derek Hamill 30th, Landon Lyons 32nd, Nathan Stapleton 34th, Mathis Wells 36th, Jake Galloway 38th, and then you have TJ Henley 40th and Jay Jefferson 42nd. So what a wild 2 Gatorade duels that was. Congratulations to the winner of the duels, Levi Schoens and Anton Charlevoix, on winning those duels. We're going to see the Geico 250 and the Pennzoil Truck Series of Daytona coming up this week, along with the Hershey Kisses 300 from the Daytona and the Target Series. And it rounds off with the Daytona 500 and the Gatorade Cup Series. It's going to be a wild week of racing here at Daytona. And we're going to see who can be crowned Daytona 500 champion for season number 8 of the Gatorade Cup Series. Thank you all for watching the Gatorade duels here from Daytona. I'll see you guys for the rest of the races from Daytona.